Good everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. So in the last episode, I did mention briefly about the data ingestion, and I kind of demonstrated, right? How you can get the data from a Salesforce CRM system or another Salesforce org. So that's all good, right? I mean, obviously, I did mention that I couldn't demonstrate other connectors, other components because I was using the trial org, and I really can't demonstrate using an enterprise org at work. So I hope you understood the concept, right? You could ingest the data from a different source, from Marketing Cloud, from S3, from Google, um, and there are different, stores, different connectors for different aspect as well. For instance, you could connect to Commerce Cloud, right? So all the good things you can do with that data ingestion. So today, what I wanted to discuss, I wanted to briefly talk about, some of the package components in Data Cloud. Now, you must be wondering why I'm talking about this, right? Obviously, the packaging and distributing your the components is a part of application lifecycle management. So what that means is that you might have built something in your development org, and you wanted to give that to testing to a tester, like in a QA or sandbox org, right? So the best way you could do it, either you could use, the usual old-fashioned non-packaged model of bundling everything and distributing using, whatever mode of operations you have, DevOps you have. Could be using GitHub or a chain set, or a chain set is pretty old, I would say. Or I would say Copado, which is a little bit more user friendly, or your own, in-house, Bitbucket or GitLab or whatever you are using it. When I say in-house, I mean to say for, the DevOps, which is used for other products, non-Salesforce products. Now, obviously, the few things you might have known already, the metadata, like, metadata is, in simple terms, it's a data about your data. So it tells you what your data is about, or description about your data. Um, so, for instance, like fields and, configurations and code and kind of stuff. It's not nothing to do about data, right? Like for instance, an account object, your fields, your labels, your descriptions. It's all about it's metadata. It does not talk about the data which goes in, like for instance, Vikas Cohen data. That's not a metadata, right? That's actual data. So then Salesforce package, right? It's obviously what Salesforce package and Salesforce we offer two kinds: the managed package and unmanaged package. So this discussion is not about that. I presume you guys know already about this. It's about something I wanted to discuss, like it's called Data Kit, which is a pretty interesting term, which is like a customized bundle of packageable metadata created in Data Cloud, right? So you might want to distribute something you create in Data Cloud to another org, or to, to another org. So how do you do that? So you could leverage Data Cloud, right? So once like I said, right, it's a portable, customizable bundles of packageable metadata. So once you identify your components, then you can pretty much use the package manager to complete the setup, right? I mean, the data kit is not going to replace the unmanaged package or package pack. That's just wanted to get it clear, right? Data kit, like I said, it's a packageable metadata which you use to create to your package, an unmanaged or managed package. And now, what are the things you could package in Data Cloud? Right? There are not many things you could package in Data Cloud, right? That's something you need to consider. The three things at least you can do. One is a data stream. And what is a data stream? Like it's a CRM, Amazon S3, and B2C commerce data stream. You know, the ingestion part and all the good stuff I talked about, right? Can be packaged within Data Kit. S3 data streams, you can do that, right? And then calculate inside, right? Uh, your SQL components you can include, and that the calculation insights are usually insights which helps with your segmentation. We'll look into that, right? And the map data model, it's the data stream is added to the data kit. The data model is mapped to and automatically added, populated to prepare for segmentation. So these are the three things you can add as a part of your components, as you can see in the description here, packageable component. And once you do that, like I said, you follow the normal package management route if you want to manage or unmanage and distribute, right? And the other person can use it. So that's what I was talking about with respect to application lifecycle management, right? You create, you code, you create, then you test it, then you deploy it, right? Um, the same thing, right? Now, one of the difficult thing, right? I will tell you with the data cloud certification in terms of teaching. Salesforce hasn't really made available, a lot of things I could do to teach, right? Like there are very limited things I can do when it comes to teaching. I can't really use an enterprise org, which is part of my work because that's an NDA clause, right? And I did talk to one of the Salesforce architects who I work with. Salesforce architect means architect actually works for from a Salesforce, right? Not the architect, somebody who works for Salesforce, right? And who actually works with me. He said it's quite expensive to give a customer, free org like you have for devs and like dev org, right? And for that matter, any other org because it's data cloud, right? It's obviously it's built on top of Salesforce, but it's quite expensive to give to a customer, right? Even the trial org, which is you can get using your Trailhead, even that's costing money for Salesforce, right? So it's not economically very feasible option at this stage. That's why you're not getting much in terms of free, Um, but that being said, I'll try my best to teach, right? So my apologies in advance, right? If you think, oh look, this guy's not covering other stuff, this stuff, I can't do that because I don't have access to it. So that's just my honest um, opinion and my, yeah. So that's pretty much I wanted to cover in this episode. Hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. Adios.